space that has seen a lot of deals that have happened, right? So big bang deals is the hospital space. So Ekta is going to walk up to the wall and tell us more about that. Ekta, over to you.
Well, yes, you know, this week has actually seen a lot of interest within the hospital space. 2 deals in the listed space is what we saw. So first was Fortis. It was a smaller deal where Fortis has sold Fortis Malar, their listed entity, for around 128 odd crores to MGM. And we also saw Aster DM, which also made a big deal where they sold their Gulf business for a valuation of around $1 billion, where the promoters will be participating, and the listed entity back in India will now only contain the India business. So 2 big deals which took place within the listed space. Now, what exactly is it pointing to? Yes, we've seen a lot of M&A take place, but a lot of the listed companies are doing M&A in order to prime themselves for growth by well thought through capital allocation. So just to give you a sense in terms of what exactly Fortis is trying to do, one of the key themes which is emerging is concentrating on your core markets, coming down to the concentration of where exactly you have your strengths. For example, they divested their stake in another Chennai facility in July of 2023. With Fortis Malar now being divested, they have completely exited the Chennai business. Now that means that they are looking to concentrate more on the northern part of the country, where they also made an acquisition earlier in the year. They did buy a hospital in Manesar to strengthen their position there. So that's on Fortis. Now take the example of these 2 south-based hospitals. One is MGM HealthCare, which basically bought Fortis Malar, and we also had another deal which where Kaveri in fact bought Fortis's hospital earlier this year. Both those companies are just looking to strengthen their operations in the south of this country. That's basically where the focus is. Both of them are not listed. They are private companies, but they are looking to increase their bed count within the southern markets of the country. Now another example is Aster DM, where they are in fact looking to also strengthen their position probably in the south and the west of the country. So they will be getting funds from that Gulf deal. They will be looking to probably pay a dividend, but they are also eventually looking to add around 1,500 beds by FY27. So that is the plan, but mainly in the south and the west of the country. They're probably not going to look to expand aggressively in north and other sections of the country. Now, just want to tell you about core markets. Narayana, they're deploying 250 crores in Bangalore and Kolkata. Medanta, they're looking to launch another hospital. This is in South Delhi with 400 beds. Jupiter, they're looking to probably expand in the micro markets of the west. So all of them are looking to actually grow their core markets as of now. Why exactly are these hospitals doing so? They want to scale their market share. They want to focus on established markets where they already have a brand name. They're looking at cross synergies within that certain geography. They want to scale up their hospital margins by doing that and getting those cross synergies on board. Acquisitions are easier because you already just acquire a business, and hence the EBITDA turnaround is much faster. But the big risk for all of this is competition. For example, the competition is really hotting up in the NCR market. The competition is hotting up in the South market. So there seems to, however, be a focus in terms of the core markets when it comes to hospitals looking to expand within the country. Well, Nilesh, you did mention about affordability, about aspirations of the Indian consumer, and we're probably seeing that take place within the entire hospital space as well. What's your sense? Because we've seen so many deals take place from the private equity front in the listed space. Do you think that would be a place to probably park your money, the healthcare hospital space, for longer term returns?
Yeah, surely. I think it's a great sector. Phenomenal growth prospects. Clearly, healthcare is one of the areas where clearly there's kind of a latent demand out there, and there is need for quality and affordable healthcare. And this is a space where you're going to continue to see a lot of consolidation. So there will be small players, local players, regional players, which will consolidate themselves. But undoubtedly, with increasing insurance penetration, rising awareness, clearly this is a space which has phenomenal tailwinds, and it's a great place to be. The challenge, of course, is that it is a capital-intensive business. It requires capital to be invested and reinvested. That's the key challenge. And you put up a new hospital, it takes some time, some quarters for it to have a decent occupancy. That's the only challenge with the sector, but otherwise I think it's a great place to be.
I don't know about healthcare, but wellness is definitely, as a space, is picking up in a big way as well, right? Out of all of us here, I know that all of us are only focused on our health these days. So I guess that's a big space that's picking up, and I'm sure there are some listed plays in that category as well, Nilesh.
Not too many. I mean, there are, but like it's still kind of yet small now. And again, the definition of wellness. So somebody could be in personal care and beauty care and still call it wellness. But yeah, there aren't too many players, unfortunately, on the wellness side. You will have some of the big consumer companies which would have a very small portfolio catering to wellness. Or you could even have pharmaceutical companies, but again, we have a very small OTC portion, which is into wellness. But there isn't like kind of a standalone wellness company which is kind of playing the entire value chain of wellness.
Maybe we need one of those then, considering the way consumption is growing. All right, let's sip it to a short break. On the other side, we will decode the key cues for you as we head into a new week of trade next week. More on that coming up.